Hydrofracking. Why say no in New York State? According to Daniel O'Donnell, author of Dangers of Hydrofracking, well casings that are intended to prevent methane and toxic liquids from contaminating groundwater are prone to failure. Studies have shown that 6 to 7% of well casings fail immediately, while 50% fail within or after 30 years. With our ever-growing population, there never has been a greater need for natural resources, in this case, natural gas. The question I ask you is it worth destroying our environment and endangering human lives? Throughout this speech, I will discuss the dangers of hydrofracking. I will start by explaining what hydrofracking is. Hydrofracking is the process of fracturing rock in order to release natural gas from isolated veins within the shale formation. In order to release this valuable natural resource, or to hydrofrack, there are several elements or steps that need to be followed to be able to release this very valuable natural resource from the ground. To begin the process of hydrofracking, there are two essentials that are needed that can't be overlooked. First, you need to locate a large shale formation. This is where natural gas is located. Secondly, you need access to millions of gallons of water. Once these criteria have been met, a well of approximately 500 feet is drilled. Then the wellbore is turned and drilled horizontally. The length of this part of the well depends on how far and how long the natural gas veins spread. Now that we understand what hydrofracking is, we will take a look at some of the chemicals used and what they are used for. There are many toxic and lethal chemicals used in the extraction process. Some can be used to keep the well open, and some are used to keep the well materials from rusting and corroding. Some are also used in the extraction process. Most of these chemicals are introduced by man, while some occur naturally in the earth. However, a majority of these chemicals are introduced by man. Two chemicals that occur naturally would be radium-226 and radon, which are both radioactive chemicals. Other such chemicals that are introduced by man are ammonium chloride, methanol, hydraulic acid, thioglycolic acid, and zirconium oxide. Some of these are used in the extraction process, some are used for the maintenance of the well. Some are used to keep the well itself open. I will now discuss the dangers these chemicals have on the environment and the risks they pose to human health. There are many different risks involved when hydrofracking, from destruction of the environment to human exposure. All these chemicals have long-term effects with exposure and can have deadly consequences with overexposure. The most dangerous of these chemicals are radon and radium-226. They are known carcinogens. They have been known to cause cancers such as leukemia and lymphoma, along with many other terminal cancers. Chemicals such as thioglycolic acid, zirconium oxide, and methanol are known to cause blindness, upper respiratory failure, organ failure, and with overexposure, death. The environmental issues these chemicals place are very serious also. The excess water and flow back from the well are contained in an open lagoon. When the well is no longer operational, these lagoons are allowed to sit and evaporate. The vapors from this are very deadly to breathe in, and once they enter the atmosphere, they have been known to cause acid rain. Another inherent danger to the environment is that there is always a risk of the well leaking and some of the chemicals entering the groundwater supply, which could possibly be used by the residents in the area as their daily water supply. Also, approximately half the land that the well is drilled on is deemed unusable for many, many years after the well has been taken down. Once this happens, the land cannot be used for commercial or agricultural use, so you cannot build on it, you cannot put crops on it, there is nothing you can do with this land. I have explained what hydrofracking is. I have just shown a few of the chemicals that are used in the hydrofracking process. And lastly, I have shown the inherent dangers not only to the residents that live in the area, but also to the environment. I hope that I have persuaded you not to allow hydrofracking to be allowed in order to obtain the natural resource, natural gas. I personally believe that the risks placed on the environment and on human health are just too great. With so many advancements in modern technology in so many areas, with time and effort, a safer alternative for the extraction of natural gas does not seem far-fetched in order to conserve not only human health, but also to conserve and save our environment.